Hello guys and welcome back to CS with Mr. G. In this lesson of Unit 4, we are going to practice some assembly language instructions by completing a typical trace table that we can expect to see in our A-level exams. These are the learning objectives that we've covered so far, so if you've missed any of these topics here, please go back and give them a watch, as it's very important that we understand what all of these operations do and that we've seen some simple terminology related to assembly language, as now we are going to complete this objective and trace a given program written in assembly language, which, as I've mentioned in prior lessons, my students do tend to enjoy doing these questions with the hope that they should be getting full 5 or 6 marks. But it is important that we take it slow, make sure we don't make any mistakes, as we can have knock-on effect if we make a mistake early on. But what will typically happen, guys, you'll be presented with a series of assembly language instructions and a given explanation. So this is taken from a past paper, and what I've done, I've put multiple pages onto one slide so we can go through it, but these will typically be 2 separate pages, questions themselves, which you can see here. We've got the current contents of main memory, which are the assembly language instructions that we are going to execute. We've also got an ASCII table for reference on the right hand side. You are never required to remember the ASCII table, so it's just there as a note. Complete the trace table for this program when the following characters are input. So we've got some data here to use with our program, which we will see in our very first line of code, which is address number 70, which is to input. If we look here, in means that we are going to key in a character and store its ASCII value in the accumulator. So if we are inputting data, we need something to put in, and as we can see, we are going to put in the letter A, but as the explanation says, we are storing the ASCII value in the accumulator, and the ASCII value for A is 65. The very first thing we are going to do is instruction number 70 is store 65 in the accumulator. Just something I haven't mentioned is that these numbers at the top here, memory addresses 100, 101 and 102, these already store data, which indicates we are going to use this later on in the program, hence why I've put the instruction on this line and stored the value on the same row. But please bear this in mind, the more you practice these, the more you will get into habit. Back to the instructions. Instruction number 71 is CMP 100. So CMP 100 is the address that we are going to compare the contents of with the accumulator. So compare the contents of the accumulator with the data in address number 100, and as we can see, the accumulator is storing 65 and the address 100 contains 68. Now, following a CMP instruction will always follow some kind of jump instruction. And as we can see, JPE 80 means following a compare instruction, jump to the address that's given if the compare was true. Now, we compared 65 with 68, which means the compare was false. They are not the same number. So just as good practice, guys, we are going to fill in number 71, as this was the compare instruction. We're going to fill in 72 because we still read it. However, we are not going to jump to line number 80 as it was false. JPE only jumps to the address if the compare was true. So we are simply going to continue with the program and go to number 73, which means CMP 101. So again, the CMP command exactly the same. Compare the contents of the accumulator with the contents of the address given. So 101 contains 65. So 65 compared with the accumulator, which is also 65, now means the compare was true. So again, following on from a CMP command, we have a JPE 76, which means JPE, following the compare instruction, jump to the given address if it was true. As we can see, 76 is the address given, so we're going to fill in 74 because we did execute that instruction, and we are going to jump to 76. So line 75 was missed out because the compare was true, and line 76 states LDD 102. So LDD, look on our table, LDD, direct addressing, load the contents of the location at the given address to the accumulator. So the address given was 102. Remember, this is instruction number 76. Address number 102 gives us the value 100, and we are loading this into the accumulator, which means 100 goes there. So we are currently here. We're going to tick off the instructions that we've done so far. We missed 75. We're now up to line 77, and line 77 simply states increment the accumulator. So increment, add 1 to the contents of the register, which in our case is the accumulator. It clearly states accumulator there. So line number 77, increment the accumulator by 1, nice and simple, and we move on to the next instruction, STO102. STO, back to the table, store the contents of the accumulator at the given address. So the accumulator currently contains 101, and we are going to store that in position 102. So I've written the instruction address again, and we are storing 101 in this position here. As we can see, memory address 102, we come to this column. Notice how I've kept it in this row to keep the trace table nice and organized. Remember, the examiners are marking this based on a template, but I will show you at the end of the lesson how it looks. So please bear this in mind when you are completing questions. So 78, tick off. 79, JMP to 70. So JMP, jump to the given address. We literally just go back to line 70. So 79 is complete. And we come back to line 70, which was back to the start. Now we need to input more data. So here we can see the letter D is being input. In means the ASCII value. So D is 68. And we need to store this value in the accumulator. 68 goes there. We then go to line 71, which was CMP 100. So hopefully you're getting into habit now, guys, because we've done all these instructions before. So line number 71, compare the accumulator with 100. And as we can see, 100 contains 68. 68 compared with 68 in the accumulator is true. We then go to line number 72, which was JPE 80. And JPE means to jump if it was true. So this time it was true, and we are going to jump, and we're literally going to go from here down to here as we are following a jump command. So LDD 102, LDD, direct addressing again, load the contents of the location, which is 102, which is here, and we're storing that in the accumulator. Now, please don't get confused. We're not storing this number, as we have overwritten this memory address with this number. The 101 for instruction address 80, we are storing accumulator, which is a 1. But just a side note, guys, this could be confusing as these numbers are very similar to the memory address locations given. So they are trying to trip you up. And again, it's very important that you follow this exactly early on, as it could trip you up if you make a mistake at the beginning. So line number 80 is complete. We now go to 81, which is decrement to the accumulator. So decrement is the opposite of increment, and we take this down to 100. We then go to line 82, which is STO 102, and STO means to store the contents of the accumulator at the given address. So the given address is 102, and we're storing the accumulator, which is 100, in this position here. Instruction number 83, jump back to 70. So we go all the way back up here, and as we can see, it's the input, but we don't have any more data, so that must mean it's the end of the program. So there you can see, guys, it's very important that you fill in these tables accurately with our instruction addresses in the left-hand side to show the examiner you are following it line by line. The more you practice these questions, the better you will get, and I assure you they will get easier, and hopefully will end up in you resulting in the full marks for these questions. But it's very important that you do expose yourself to the majority of these instructions, because there are different mnemonics that we haven't seen today but will be included in different questions, so please bear that in mind. So practice, 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 guys. Hopefully that's all made sense. Thank you very much for watching. There's only one lesson left in Unit 4, which is all about bit manipulation, before we move on to Unit 5.